Hi, this is Kate from Generate Magic, and this is just a reminder for myself as much as anybody else that you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And you really don't have to do anything, period, right? Everything is a choice when it comes down to it. But in business, we're told that we have to do all these different things, that we have to have like funnels and all these really kind of fancy techniques and tools and, spend tons of money on advertising or, business coaches. And really none of that is true, right? These are all just tools, or these are all just avenues which certainly can assist us when it comes to meeting our goals, but none of it is an absolute requirement. And I think we see the same thing, when it comes to nutrition and fitness, right? And I actually it was a while back, but I was talking to somebody who was a personal trainer who had had a great deal of success with helping people to make pretty dramatic shifts when it came to weight loss, like in some cases like 100 or more pounds. And what he would always tell people was to find an exercise that they really enjoyed. Because I think so many of us kind of see exercise as this requirement, right? We see it as something that we have to do. And so doing things that we don't even really enjoy. And I've been through kind of several phases where I would be doing something like going to the gym or lifting weights or jogging. And some of these were things that used to be enjoyable at one time. And well, except for jogging, I don't think that was ever enjoyable. Maybe afterwards, but not during it. But I would always kind of come to this point where I would realize that I was just kind of dragging myself through it, that I no longer enjoyed it. And even getting to be very resentful towards the exercise. And then when that starts happening, right, I would use any sort of excuse to get out of it. Like when it came to the gym, for example, it took me too long to find parking. Okay, I'm just going to skip today. And so with this particular trainer, he was saying that especially if somebody has a pretty big goal that they're trying to achieve, like a really big weight loss goal, and they've already perhaps spent, maybe a lifetime, struggling with this particular goal. So there's already a lot of resistance built up, right? And they're going to probably be looking for it's going to be pretty easy to get discouraged. And so what you want to do is you want to kind of increase the positive momentum. And so he would work with all of these different clients to find something that they enjoy doing. And maybe it was a sport that they played as a kid that they really liked. And so, just getting back into that, because he said you're most likely, you're going to be a lot more likely to keep up with the exercise if it's something that you enjoy. And I've gotten to the point when it comes to exercise where it's not even really like a matter of like, I have to do this, or even I don't even really consider it exercise really. And like I like doing dance, I like going for walks, and it probably, it adds up to 2 hours or so every day, but it's not really something that I even see as a chore or a requirement. Like the time just flies by and I'm having fun while I'm doing it. And same with, nutrition. And I think just if you look at it from a very practical perspective, just the fact that it's always changing, right? In terms of what the quote unquote experts are telling us as far as nutrition goes, right? And there's always something that's trending. Like it used to be low fat, and then it was Atkins, then it was the keto diet, and now they're saying, oh, well, maybe the keto diet isn't so good after all. And right. So I think it really comes down to, finding good food, where, you feel nourished, but at the same time, it's food that you enjoy. Like I eat smoothies every morning, and people are like, oh, you're so disciplined or whatever, but it's not really a matter of discipline. It's just something that I enjoy eating every day. And so then when it comes to business, right, like I kind of bought into feeling like I had to do all these different things. And time again, I would buy some course, follow some, I've talked about this before, but the magic formula. And I would always end up disappointed and even resentful. And especially when it comes, there's a common phrase, right, that you have to invest money to make money. And once again, it can definitely be, I don't think there's anything wrong with investing in yourself for sure. And it can definitely be be a shortcut, but you can find plenty of counter examples to that with people who were able to generate a profit for themselves without spending a dime, using only free tools. And so, right, so with all of these things, and again, I just looking at it from a very pragmatic, logical perspective, you can see how the argument of you have to do this really kind of starts to break down. And so, yeah, with the whole thing about investment, I went all in. I would invest thousands of dollars into programs and fancy masterminds, just thinking, oh, well, I'm investing all this money, so it's going to be returned to me tenfold. I'm going to be a millionaire. And then, yeah, and then time and time again, I, would just end up just with a bunch of debt. And then I would just feel resentful. And so, yeah, anytime you're doing something because you feel like you have to do it, but your heart's not really in it, then I think a lot of times, this is kind of like an example of leading with your will and not from that divine power within you, and not from what I've talked about recently, like being in that flow state where really the process and the desire are one and the same, and you're really just taking pleasure in the whole process, and you're in the flow state, and it's not really a matter of getting to your destination because you're just enjoying the process so much. And then at the end of the day, if your goal didn't exactly transpire the way that you had hoped it would, it doesn't even matter, right? Because you just enjoyed the process so much, and you got so much out of the process and the journey along the way in and of itself. And so I even have an affirmation that I've been saying around this to remind myself and to reinforce this idea that I do not have to do anything I don't want to do. And so I tell myself that whenever I kind of feel that tug or pressure, like, oh, I have to do this thing to achieve my goal, or when I start to kind of feel resentful. And sometimes I kind of even feel like, and it's not anything that the other person's doing at all. I recognize that it's completely coming from me, but yeah, just kind of feeling like somebody's pressuring me to do something that I don't want to do. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that person's not putting the pressure on me. It's totally on me. And I can release this pressure at any moment. So remember that you always have a choice, and you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And so with that, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.